Hey Trish, this one's for you. This is your refresher course on German short rows. So, according to the pattern that you have, you're going to knit up to one of your markers, one of your side marker. You've gone across the back of the stitches and you're going to the next marker, which is a side marker. And you're going to knit, you're going to slip the marker and knit two stitches past the marker. Then you're going to turn your work. Then this is where you do something opposite than your pattern, which is having you do these Sunday short rows. To do the German short row, all you do, you keep the yarn, the working yarn, in front of your work. You slip that first stitch that's on your left hand needle to the right hand needle. Then take the working yarn that's coming off of that stitch and pull it up and over. So you see that you get two little legs now. It's making a duplicate stitch because it's showing two. You pull that snug enough that you're seeing two. Now I was having you put a marker in here, but you probably don't even really need to right now. We're just going to move on. And we're going to purl, because now we're on the purl side, so we're going to purl back just two stitches beyond the next marker. We're just going to use this marker that we have, but you would be purling all the way back around to your other marker, and you would go 2 stitches beyond it. And then you would turn your work. You want to make sure that the working yarn is coming on the front side. You don't do any wrapping or anything, just have it be on the front side. Slip, as if to purl, the stitch that's on your left hand needle to the right hand needle, just like that. And then you pull the working yarn up and over. And then you have to bring it to the back because you're going to be knitting. This makes a really strange looking stitch, and it's not even going to look like, you can kind of separate the legs a little bit, but it's not attractive the way it was on the purl side. But it doesn't matter because it'll come out fine at the end, okay? So there's your next German short row. Now your pattern tells you to resolve, is the way they put it. We're going to call it knit your duplicate stitch. You've got 2 legs there, see? And so you just put the needle in and knit them both together. That's creating a big enough stitch to fill the space so that you don't have holes. Then we'll go 3 beyond that, 3 stitches beyond that, and turn the work. Your yarn is always in the front when you do German short rows. After you turn, you will slip, as if to purl, the stitch from the left hand needle to the right hand needle. Then take the working yarn and pull up and over, and then bring it through that opening because you're going to be purling going back. So now you pull it snug enough, not super tight but just snug, and you'll see that now you've created, see, this is the way it looked before with 1. Pull it up and over and you have 2, the duplicate stitch. Then we're going to purl back, and of course you'll be going a lot farther because you're working on a big sweater. I'm just on a little swatch, so I'm just going back and just using 1 marker. I'm going to slip the marker, keep purling, and here's my wonky double stitch. You can't miss it. Purl, just purl the 2 parts of it. You see that? Just purl 2 parts of it together. Okay, and then we'll go 3 more. Okay, we'll go through this one more time. I'm going to turn the work. and have the working yarn coming off the front. Slip the stitch from the left hand needle to the right hand needle. Now you're on the funky side, but you just pull up and over. So now you have kind of two stitches. You have the duplicate stitch, and then continue on knitting. Slip the marker, continue knitting to the duplicate stitch you just had finished over on this other side here. And there it is, you can't miss it. Like I was telling you before, you could, if you wanted to, kind of clip these, mark them as you go, and then when you get to it, you'll see it. But since you're only got one on each side because of the shape that you're making, you really can't miss it. So you could probably just dispense with the markers. Knit that duplicate stitch together, and then knit 3. Okay, and then we'll just go back one more time. Now we've turned, you turn the working yarn is coming off the front, as you always want for German short rows. Slip from the left hand needle to the right hand needle, pull up and over, and then purl on, and then bring the yarn back into the front after you've pulled it up and over, and purl to the other duplicate stitch that was over on this side, and then you'll have to knit the duplicates together. So here we are at the marker. I'm going to slip the marker and keep purling till we get to that duplicate stitch. It's coming up. There it is right there. Purl both parts of it together to make one stitch, and then go 3 more. And you just keep doing that. So you do one, you turn your work, you do one, and then you'll just be closing up as you go on each side. So if you can see the shape that I'm getting a shape here, and this would be your front, and you would, is that right? No, this is your back, excuse me. Your front is over here. So the back hangs down, and the front you just don't even really work. You just keep going back and forth on the short rows, and you get this nice, you're getting the slope that comes down. Okay, so that's all there is to it. Have fun and let me know if you have trouble. See you later, Trish. Bye.